The sun rose thinly from the sea. The old man could see the other boats, low on the water and well in toward the shore, spread out across the current. Then the sun was brighter, and the glare came on the water, and then, as it rose clear, the flat sea sent it back at his eyes so that it hurt sharply, and he rowed without looking into it. He looked down into the water and watched the lines that went straight down into the dark of the water. But, he thought, I keep them with precision, only I have no luck anymore. But who knows, maybe today, every day is a new day. It is better to be lucky, but I would rather be exact. Then when luck comes, you are ready. Cadswith, a minute fishing village situated in the Lizard Peninsula, Cornwall. The mornings are cold, blisteringly so, the wind crashing against your body with a burning chill. The moon covered in clouds, barely penetrating them to produce enough light to see the path beneath you. But the tide dictates that the last of the Cadswith fishermen must brave these conditions. Martin Ellis is a fisherman. He no longer faces the sea every day, but fishing is still his life.
It started when I was about 20 years old. I was a long time wondering what to do. I did go in the garage for an apprenticeship for 6 months, but a fisherman called Plugger, he said, why don't you go fishing? And I thought, well, I'll give that a go. So I loved it straight away. Actually catching something to get the money, it didn't fill in your wallet. Obviously everybody needs money, but the way of life is good, you know. My nickname being Nutty Noah is because I was at sea when it was rough, and then a fisherman called Arthur Williams was asked by somebody, who's that out seeing, Arthur? Oh, that's Nutty Noah. All the years that I've been fishing in Cadswith, which was about 30 years, occasionally I would go longlining when the crabbing was slack. The boats here now are fishing through the winter as well, whereas when I was doing it I found it really difficult in the winter, and probably if I was going to fish I would come back here. I don't know what kind of fish I'd catch.
The town now owes its income to the tourists, meandering through a traditional village on their holidays. But for the men who provide the crab sandwiches that they enjoy at the Cadswith Cove, it isn't a vacation. It isn't even a job for these men. They can leave the industry, move on to other things, but they can't quit. This isn't a job. For them, it's a lifestyle.
I think because Cadswith hasn't got a harbour, it's got a beach, everybody's got to work together. It doesn't mean to say they don't ever fall out, but they do have the occasional skirmish. But the next day, you've got to be back together again because you need help to push the boats in and out. So that's the thing that keeps it together. And it's a community. The whole place is a community, which is quite unique these days, but that's just the way it is. It is a lifestyle, and I get up in the mornings to go and see what's in the nets or the pods, and not what money I'm going to get. Obviously I need money to live the same as everybody else does, which is why I sort of diversified into a bit of pot, the lobster pot, traditional lobster pots, and also painting pictures. And in a strange sort of way, the pictures and the pots enable me to carry on fishing.
It is literally a hole in the wall, but it's a dangerous job. People do get drowned very regularly. Probably the most dangerous job in the world. These are smart fishermen, but everybody has an accident.
No one knows the dangers of the sea like Martin, for he recalls the harrowing tale of when the fish almost caught him for good.
Not scary at the time, but scary after. We was at sea in Mounts Bay and had been catching a lot of pilchards, sardines. The gulls were squawking and it was dark, coming in dark. We were on the way in, we got a good catch and it's freshened up a bit, but not a problem.
Can you go to channel 67?
As I put the phone down, the wind got up and the water was on the deck and she got heavy. Everything's getting wet. Realising now I shouldn't be observing so much, I should be looking after myself. We went on her side. I had a rope around my groin and the rope was connected to the boat. Fortunately, I knocked her out of gear. If she had kept going, that boat would have towed me. The lifeboat eventually came out and came alongside. 2 hands came out towards me and that was it really. It's just, oh dear.
The fishing gene flows through the family's veins. Martin's cousin, Luke, worked as a fisherman before finding his talent as one of the best net makers in the industry.
I used to be a commercial fisherman, but now I just make nets now. I've been making nets really, since I left school really. It's all been part of the fishing, the whole scene of it all. We made, when we first started, I first started out in a little small boat, which was only 15 foot long, and with a little outboard on the back, and then we made our own nets in the old days. We have a string, made some string nets out of just out of normal twine, and then we put them to the sea, and then we catch spider crabs and just fucking around with kids really, and then we sort of progressed from that to actually doing it on purpose. I miss it a lot. I haven't fished for 4 years now, and you sort of get used to being on the land. So I'm well involved in it, so it's almost like fishing, but I'm not actually in the water doing it. I'm sort of making the nets, and then I can see the reward.
Luke explained one of his many dangerous moments at sea.
Broke my arm, got caught in the net, ended up with 25 stitches there, 25 stitches here, and had pins, 2 pins, 14 screws, 2 plates put in there to make it better again. And that was very painful. That was happened about 18 mile out at sea. It took us 3.5 hours to get in. So that wasn't a very nice experience.
Martin Ellis spent some 30 years facing the seas before he decided to focus on the arts. Be it painting or poetry, Ellis doesn't use fishing to catch fish anymore. He uses it to create art from the memories that the sea has created for him.
I'm scratching my head, wondering what to do. That's why I'm getting bold, because I'm wondering what to do, because I'm not fishing anymore. I'm becoming an artist in the art world. It's quite a difficult thing to do. All my qualifications are catching crabs and lobsters and conger eels and sharks and sardines and things like that.
Even though he now paints, it's the time he spent as a fisherman that brought him the most joy.
I loved it straight away, because as soon as you get in the water, you're away from the rest of the world. The element of the whole sea when you're out there, because you're down here from London and you think, well, this is, and you take it in, this is brilliant. Well, it is brilliant, but even more brilliant when you're out there. It's like when you fall in love. I think if somebody's fortunate to meet somebody and they fall in love, they sort of know that it's the right person. I don't know whether I'll find anything as enjoyable as fishing. So, as long as you're happy and healthy, I think, and you can get by, it's the main thing, isn't it?
These men didn't choose the sea. The life of a fisherman is what they were meant for. Early starts, restless nights. It's not quite an office job. But for Martin Ellis and the like, their office is the open water, fresh air and clear thoughts flowing through their mind.